Another person that will be out in Texas tomorrow and Saturday is our next guest, Sam Pittman, the head coach of the Razorbacks. Coach, I don't know why. I'm not a betting man, but, man, if I could have gotten that bet that your last game against Missouri State would have been your most difficult game of the year, I think we would both be in Vegas collecting our checks right now.
Amen. I mean, Paul, we played a fine Missouri State team. They played well, but, we turned the ball over 3 times, and we didn't tackle well, and they have something to do with that. We didn't cover well. So we've had a long week this week of trying to make ourselves better, along with getting prepared for a really, really good Texas A&M team.
Yeah, and I wonder because, I mean, I've been in Arkansas twice recently, and I know that the first 2 games were a difficult chore. It's natural that young people are going to let up. I know coaches try hard to stop them, but sometimes, Coach, do you figure that players are just simply going to do whatever they want no matter what you and your staff say?
I think that's the fight, to be perfectly honest with you, and it's the fight of the side of the helmet. It's a fight of how much the players respect the side of an opposing team's helmet. It's because I thought we had a wonderful practice the week before Missouri State, but we went out there and did some things that we normally don't do and turned the ball over, and certainly we didn't tackle well. I think they got over 200 yards of yak yards on our tackling, and those things, I take that because that's my responsibility. And I think we'll play much better, but we're going to have to in order to beat A&M.
Yeah, listen, the psychology of football has never been perfected. Everyone's still trying to figure it out. But in terms of this game, you had 2 breakthrough moments early in last season. The first was against Texas, and then you pretty much slammed that door in against the Aggies. I know how important it is. You don't have to get your players ready, but as you approach the game, what are you looking for from your team other than all the Heisman talk about 2 of your players?
Well, we really have to start fast on them. They are a big physical team, have great talent at wideout, great talent in the running back with A-Chain, and certainly Johnson's a really good quarterback. I love their secondary. So it's no secret, we're going to try to run the football and play action off of that. And defensively, we've got to move Johnson. He can't stand back there and pick us apart, and that's difficult to do because they have so many good wide receivers, and A-Chain is a great player coming out of All-Chain is a great player coming out of the backfield.
Coach, this game, I think I saw where it has an end date. But how do you feel about playing one of your biggest games at a theoretical neutral site?
Well, I really like and have for years. I think my first one was Oklahoma, Texas, when I was offensive line coach several years ago in 1997 and 8 at Oklahoma. I love those. I love it as a coach, and I think the players like it, the fans like it. The problem is recruiting. I know this, Paul. Last year we had 3 of 5 games in a row that were considered home. 2 of those we went to Dallas, and the other one of those we went to Dallas, and the other we went to Little Rock. And so therefore we're on the road 4 or 5 games that we're supposed to be home 3 or 5 games. So very, very difficult on the players. Certainly recruiting. I know Kirby's talked about it as well, but recruiting, you don't have that many opportunities, and you want the kids when you can get them on campus. But as far as an atmosphere, I don't think there's anything better than half the crowd as Texas A&M and half the crowd as Arkansas. It's a thrill to go into Dallas Cowboy Stadium and be a part of it. It really, really is.
And I know, obviously, that stadium, which, if you haven't been to it, for those watching and listening, I mean, it's pretty extraordinary. It was, the whole concept was to really compliment Jerry Jones. And I've seen him on your campus, and I know he's not there often. He's got his own issues these days. But what does he mean, Jerry Jones, mean to the University of Arkansas?
Oh, about everything. I mean, we need something, I'm sure he's one of the first guys that we go to. Our academic center, our dining facilities are named after him and his wife, and he's everything to us, to be blunt. And it was finally nice to see a smile on his face after we finally went in there and we won. I mean, we'd lost 9 straight. You know, we're 9-1 over the last 10 years in there, and or over the last 10 years in the series, and hadn't won in his stadium. And so it was really nice to see him and Steven excited for the Razorbacks. But he's just a wonderful person and a wonderful man, generous man to a lot of things, including the Arkansas Razorbacks.